in Chattanooga. We're visiting the Bluff Art District. What started as a couple of galleries quickly turned into a cluster of artisan restaurants and food shops. Now the Bluff features some of the finest high-end food in the city. So let's check out only a sampling of what these folks have to offer. Well, here we are in the back of the house. This is actually the pastry kitchen at the Bluff Art District, and I'm going to spend a little time here with my new friend Carrie Evans, and she is in the middle of decorating some, we call these nuns, don't we?
Nuns, yes.
Nuns, and you can see why. These are actually profiterole, are they not?
They are.
Large one on the bottom, little one stuck on top, that's the head.
That is right, and they are filled with chocolate mousse.
Beautiful. And now you're piping a little bit of buttercream, I'm thinking.
I am, and they are dipped in chocolate fondant, which is delicious.
It sure is delicious. Yeah, one of my favorites. Well, of course, pastry chefs are known for getting up at the crack of dawn to get in here, and before dawn, to get in here and do the kind of work that we get to enjoy later. So, Carrie, tell me a wee bit about your average day.
Well, the earliest and busiest day starts at 5:30 in the morning. When we get here and we start out, we get Danish in the proof box and proofed Danish croissant. We make muffins and scones, all the breakfast pastries to get those so that when Rembrandt's opens, they're all ready to go at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. during the week. Well, now, I don't want to talk out of turn, but it would be all right if I wouldn't go to hell if I bit the head off this nun, would I? Not at all. Not
well, then that's what we're going to do.
You have fun
this looks great.
Enjoy. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, that's good.
The chocolate fondant.
That's good.
That's what it does it.
The chocolate fondant, the texture of the choux pastry is terrific, and the mousse is really to die for, too.
The mousse is delicious. I'm all about chocolate. The more chocolate, the better.
Oh, this is good. Sell a lot of these?
We do. This is one of our most popular items.
I can see why. This is really good.
We sell tons of them. We do.
Carrie, you're a darling. We're going to check out the other kitchens.
Okay.
I'm going to swing by before we're done.
Okay. Enjoy.
See you later, darling. All right. Now we're in a very exciting part of the place. This is where the chocolates, the hand-dipped chocolates are made. And I'm looking right here at some white chocolate truffles. Now, these things, let me tell you something. You talk about a time-consuming piece of work. I'm guessing, I'm going to check with my new friend Jerome Savant over here, but who is the chocolatier. I'm guessing these take about 8 hours to do. These are obviously a work of love and talent. These are things of beauty right here. So I'm going to find out how these are made. Jerome, how are you? Good. Pleasure to see you again. Jerome, like myself, is European trained, and when you see the type of work he does, you'll see this is a very rarefied art that this man is going to perform for you right now. So we're going to take a look, and we're going to roll some truffles.
This is actually my final step on my truffles. Earlier in the day, I made the ganache, cut them out, roll them each by hand, coated them in white chocolate twice, and this is the third and final dip. Put them on the screen.
You lay them on the screen here so that the excess drips.
And they have time to cool off.
So Jerome, as I said, is actually, he has the best southern accent you'll ever hear on a Frenchman. Because Jerome is actually French, and that's where he started his career, am I right?
I was born and raised in the States and moved to France when I was a young boy. Lived in hotels, my dad was a chef, and got addiction to chocolate very young. And I've been doing it ever since about the age of 14. And pretty much that's my whole life has been around pastries and chocolates.
This man knows all about making chocolate. And it is just something, it's one of those things, it's like the nuclear physicist in the room whenever you're with these guys. It's just a very rarefied art form that they do. And this is one type of truffle that's made here in this kitchen, but you have a total of 17 varieties.
Around 17, yes.
And how many of each variety do you make at a time?
600 each per variety.
So other than truffles, what other chocolates do you make?
Anything in I dip a lot of the cookies that we have in Rembrandt's. I'll make almond macaroons, coconut macaroons, some of the shortbread cookies.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover between the pastry shop.
I'll make them in the pastry shop, then I'll come over here and I'll dip them. I'll make some meringues. I've got some in the proof box right now cooking in the oven, and I'm going to make them tomorrow morning. I'm going to make some meringue balls.
Sure.
2-piece of meringue filled with ganache, and then
I just saw them in the hot boxes.
Yes. So that'll be pretty much anything in Rembrandt's that has chocolate on them. Yeah. It comes in here.
It comes here to get dipped.
Exactly, to get dipped in chocolate.
Yeah. So it was a joy meeting you.
Well, good to meet you too. And I appreciate it.
All right, my friend.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
Thanks for the hospitality.
You're welcome.
Good, brilliant, fantastic, excellent. Oh, yeah.
How about some of this?
What is in the white bag? It's a Russian tea cookie.
Well, they've got one heck of a crowd in here, and you can see why. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Pardon me. Absolutely beautiful stuff. So this is where all that great stuff we saw being made ends up. Absolutely gorgeous. I wish I could stay and eat it all, but we have more to do. So onward. Oh, here we are now. We're in the back of the house.
We might be
you smell the bread.
almost,
Beautiful.
you know.
Look at this stuff. Beautiful breads, baguettes. We got all kinds of stuff. Asiago cheese, artisan breads. Beautiful. Well, I want to meet the man behind all of this, Alu.
Yeah.
Alu is the executive baker here. He is the guy responsible for all that fabulous baked product.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good to
How about
see
you?
you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. All right. Tell me a little bit. Let everybody know. How'd you start out?
Okay, starting out was from Mali to France.
Mali in West Africa.
Yeah, Mali, West Africa to France.
To France, of course.
And I worked there for 18 months, you know, and while I was going to school.
Sure.
So I got a job in the bakery, and that's how the whole bakery thing started.
So you got the initial training was in France.
Yeah, the initial training was in France.
I'm noticing in this outfit here, there's a lot of well-trained, well-schooled people who started out in Europe and then brought their skills to the States.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so you went to New York, right?
Yeah, I went to New York, and I just got a chance to work with Zeba, which is a very well-known, you know.
Very
and he
well-known.
happened to like everything I was doing, so yeah.
So now here you do all the artisan breads, everything. I'm looking at some stuff proofing right behind me.
Exactly, yeah.
And you do all that beautiful French baguette,
Yeah.
just like you did back in France.
Just back in
Exact same
France, you know,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I told you, you know, every time you go in a new location, I bring my starter with me. I mean, I develop a starter.
Sure.
We go well with the bakery, the environment, everything. You
Yeah,
know?
and sometimes you got to kind of alter it
Yeah.
to the environment so you get
Exactly.
the same result.
Yeah.
You can't take what you were baking
No,
in New York,
no.
bring it down south.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. To begin, you might have some product, but soon you put it on the shelf, you're going to be totally different product. You know?
Absolutely. You don't just do bread out of this kitchen.
Oh, no.
I mean, we've got a pastry kitchen that does all pastries, but I see you're doing a lot of sweet breads, and
Yeah.
sweet roll. We have beautiful cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
You're doing those out of your kitchen here.
Exactly.
They're beautiful.
And then plus that, we do the chocolate bread too.
Chocolate bread,
We do the cranberry walnut.
cranberry walnut bread,
And
dinner rolls.
yeah, we do
for the
dinner roll.
restaurants.
Yeah, exactly. And we
proof
do
right
the
here.
halas. We just developed that product for the German community.
They know the difference.
They will say, you know, we don't even see a difference between the one we got here from
And
the one we got in Germany.
back
you know.
home.
Yeah.
So you've had all these travels. Now you've ended up in Chattanooga,
Chattanooga, yeah.
and you're happy.
Yeah.
And you're staying a while. Good. We're glad to hear it, because next time I come back, I want to see you
Okay.
again. All right,
Thanks a
buddy?
lot, Chef. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, pleasure meeting you.
Really is.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now, what am I looking at? Armando, how are you?
How are you?
He's making some beautiful spinach fettuccine right now, and he makes all the pasta for the back end restaurant and for Tony's, which consumes massive amounts of pasta. They do 6 or 7 varieties, plus they do a lot of flavors, and I'll tell you what, he does about 48 pieces an hour, I'm told, which in the greater scheme of life is an awful lot of pasta, believe me. And now we're inside the roasting company. This is the, I don't know, is it the roasting chamber? The roaster? It's where the roaster is. And this is the roast master, Chris.
Hi, Garrett.
How are you, Chris?
Fine, Garrett.
Listen,
How are you?
I couldn't help but notice outside, I saw you dumping a bunch of coffee beans in there just a second ago. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we're roasting the Brazil Cerrado tonight, and I wanted to show you just a little bit of the process that the coffee goes through. We start with the green beans here, and as they start to get up to about 200, they yellow a little bit and pale and start to heat up. As we get about 300 or so, they turn this light caramel color here, and about 380 they hit their first crack, which is when they expand in size, but they decrease in weight. And then about 450 to 470,
Yeah.
you'll see the final product.
Then we get them to how most people know this is what a coffee bean looks like.
That's
They
right.
rarely see them in these other forms.
They never see
we
them
only
green.
ever see them when they get to this.
That's right.
So, how many varieties of coffee do you actually make here?
About 16.
And of course, part of what you do is knowing what bean to mix with this other bean to get a particular flavor.
That's right, and you get a lot of blends you don't like to find the blend you do like.
Yeah, of course. So you drink a lot of bad coffee is what you're telling me.
Well, only at other people's places.
That's a great answer. So you have a drop of coffee for us to taste, don't you?
I do. We've got the Bali Blue Moon Rainforest Certified today.
Okay, that's very exotic.
It's our first Rainforest Certified coffee ever. It signifies sustainability in the way it's grown and produced.
Sure.
And we're excited about it, and I think you'll really like it.
I'm excited. I'm always excited to eat and drink. So let's drink.
All right.
Excellent. So this is the Bali
Blue Moon Rainforest Certified.
Bali Blue Moon Rainforest Certified. Right. I'll never remember that. Let's see what it tastes like. Well, it tastes like really good coffee.
Thank you. What you can taste is you've got the earthiness that you get in a lot of dark roasted bold coffees, but with the Bali you get something extra because it has such a clean finish on your palate.
Delicious coffee. Chris, I really appreciate the tour. I appreciate the taste. You make great coffee, and you sell it all across the region.
That's
correct?
Right. That's right.
Yeah, you make a lot of coffee. You make a lot of really good coffee.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, my friend. I appreciate the hospitality, and now I'm going to go eat dinner.
Thank you, Chef.
Well, we've seen lots of things this evening at the Bluff Art District. They hand roll their own chocolates. They roast their own coffee. Terrific pastries. They make their own bread. But you know, it's not all worthwhile and not worth the trip unless this measures up. We're in the Back Inn Cafe, which is their flagship restaurant, and I'm about to try some of their pièce de résistance. This is what it's all about. Well, now we've really come full circle, because if you remember, we started off at Benton Smoky Mountain Hams, where we had that terrific bacon. Well, right here at the Bluffview Art District, they make a beautiful little chocolate which is flavored with, can you believe it, Benton's bacon. And it's terrific. I'll see you 90 miles down the road. 90 Miles with Chef Garrett is proud to have been brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Tourism. We want you to explore the possibilities of Tennessee. The stage is set for you for everything you need to see in Tennessee. Log on to tnvacation.com.